Hi everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Stamping. Today is September September the 8th. Believe it or not, we've had our first week of September. And I'm coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. And I would just like to welcome all of you here. And I don't know about where you are, but here we've had just a glorious fall. Yes, the evenings and mornings are cool, but the afternoons are warm and the harvest is being done, and it's just pretty nice. We enjoyed fresh corn out of the garden for supper tonight, and fresh potatoes and carrots. So it's just that time of year where we can enjoy all of that, and our flowers are still blooming. So we spent time in our backyard today. So that was all wonderful and good. So as you're joining me tonight, I'm going to ask, just doing a little chit chat as people are coming on. How many of you saw that big harvest moon last night? Now, it was a bit late for me. I was likely asleep, but it was apparently that big blood red harvest moon. The night before, we had been out and driving home just as dusk was approaching, and we could see the beginnings of it then. So let us know if you saw that big moon last night. It always puts on a real show. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see it tonight or not. I don't know how many nights it lasts, so maybe if you know that, you can let us know. So I love fall. I was just saying to Harry as we went on our walk today, how much I love this season of the year and all the changing colors and everything. So are you a person who loves fall or not? Maybe let us know. And let's go down to my desktop as we get going here. So we'll just get this, just to close your eyes for a moment till we get down to the desktop. It always comes up with a wider view than when I set up, so who knows? We will just go with it. And then I'm going to get the computer up so I can see your comments a little more easily, hopefully. And if I don't respond to your comments, remember, I will answer them after this Facebook Live. So let's see. We're not. I need to refresh my screen. There we go. Marilyn, you haven't seen it either. Yeah, like I said, we saw the beginnings, and we just don't stay up late enough because we're still got daylight a little too late for that. So there we go. I am up on the computer and we are good to go. So as we're getting started here, make sure you take a moment to say hello and maybe what's keeping you busy these days. I've been busy preparing for my Christmas in September card making class, and this class has been a huge hit. In fact, one of the options, this Wednesday night is sold out, but I still have room on Thursday at 1 o'clock, and I opened a new night a week from Thursday, September the 18th at 7 o'clock. So if that is interesting to you, you can go to tinyurl.com/September Christmas class, or you can click on this, or you can just watch, and I will put the link in the comments afterwards. So make sure you check that out if that's of interest to you. Something else that I really want to point out is World Card Making Day. So Stampin' Up! World Card Making Day isn't just a Stampin' Up! Event, but Stampin' Up! Is offering an event for that day. It's October the 4th. And if you go and register, it is free. It's only an hour long. Even if you cannot attend on the 4th, because I can't, I'm going to have a house full of company. You can watch the replay, and everyone who registers qualifies for a free gift that's sent to them, a small free gift. And I don't know what it is, but it'll be sent to you after the event. So there's nothing to lose, right? Just make sure that you register for World Card Making Day. And if you're watching with a friend, make sure that you both register. They are going to be featuring I forget the name of the card making kit that was just released. If someone knows, maybe you could jot a comment, something in heartfelt kit. But even if you don't have the kit, I always find I learn so much from these events, and it's just fun to watch. So make sure you're registered for World Card Making Day. So we were talking just briefly about fall, and I happened to go into a store the other day, and of course these colors were everywhere, all kinds, and you could see some others too, but lots of these. And then I saw an ad come through that contained some of these colors, but they threw in a Secret Seer Night of Navy color, and I thought, ooh, it just makes, it sort of grounds these colors and makes them pop in my books anyway. So that was the inspiration for tonight's card. And if you're like me and don't have any fall papers right now, believe it or not, I'm a little behind in my ordering. So I went through my designer papers and I thought, what designer paper has at least some of these colors? And the Boho Vibes does. So the Boho Vibes has, you can see here, we've got the Cajun Craze, we've got Secret Sea. It's a slightly different yellow. It's Daffodil Delight, Crushed Curry. So it's similar. Crushed Curry is likely one of my all-time favorite yellows. And then you've got these different patterns, just like this, like that. So these are the colors. This is a 6x6 package of paper in the annual catalog, and I decided to use this for a fall card. So these are the actual colors that are found in this paper. So lots of similarities there. So that was the beginning. The other thing is I wanted to share that you can make beautiful cards with scraps of paper. So I have scraps of paper. I keep my scraps in with my regular size designer paper, but I keep them in a clear envelope so I can quickly look at them. So just before we do this, I wanted to also show you a little something, which I did a side trip here. If you are looking for fall designer papers, make sure you go to my website. So you go to my online store and click on the 3 lines and click on Shop Now. And then here you can see new things. So what's new? There's a heading for you. I know that there's some fall papers, I happen to know, in the online exclusives. So when I click on that and I scroll down, oh, look at that. That looks pretty neat. So if I click on that, I can see those papers. So looking pretty good. This is a whole kit or a whole suite, but you can see the individual papers. So that is one of the ways you can find the fall papers. You can also look in the New Mini catalog. And if you look at about page 39, you will come across the Autumn Toil. I'm not sure how to say that, but that's what I'm going to say. Suite. So there are some of the samples. And if you look over the page, you see that there's some gorgeous designer paper here and some paper that I missed my first few times. It's coming. It should be arriving tomorrow night. This is foil paper that is almost an early espresso. It is so rich and beautiful in color. You can see it being used here with that. So in fact, that they're using this dye right here. I'm tempted to get this just because of that dye. So you can see the paper being featured a little bit more. So there's just a little something to have a look-see at if you want to. But let's go back to this. So we're going to use scrap paper from the Boho Vibes, and we're going for a fall card. I'm actually thinking it might be Harry's birthday card. So we're going to start with a piece of basic beige, and we're going to cut it at 7 inches. We're going to leave the 8.5 and cut it at 7 inches. So we'll line it up at the 7 and cut it at 7 inches right there. We're going to keep this. We're going to use it in a minute. And then we're just going to score this with the 7-inch side at the top. We're going to score it at 3.5 inches and 5 1/4. So 3.5 right here. So make sure I'm using the scoring blade like that. Now, if you find that your scoring blade doesn't go quite deep enough, you can always use your bone folder and go like that. And then you have that control. So we're doing, that's 3.5, so that's in half. And then we're going to go to 5 1/4. So we're making a slimline card, but we're making a Z fold. So there we have those two score lines. We're going to put that aside. While we've got the paper trimmer out, I am going to cut this piece that was left at 3 1/8 by 8 1/8. If you don't like the eighths, cut it by 3 by 8. All right. So 3 1/8. So an eighth, see, here's the 3 inch. Here's the 1/4 inch. The eighth is that little bit longer one right in there. So 3 1/8. Put that to the side. And 8 1/8. So we go like that. And now we have done our cutting. So I just wanted to show you how you use basically the whole sheet of paper. We just have this left. So we're going to close that up. Put this to the side and bring this in, and we're going to fold it in half like that. And then we're going to fold back on that other fold line, lining up our edges, and give it the folds a good burnish. And then you can see we've got a Z fold, which we've made lots of times, but sometimes we forget that we can do the same folds with a slimline card. So this is where we're going with this. Then I brought in a piece of Secret Sea, still working with that color palette. And this is 3 1/4 by 8 1/4. And when we're ready, it is going to just get centered on here like that. So it is going to be like that. And then this is going to go on top. So I have just a narrow Secret Sea border. If you don't like that narrow border, remember you could have cut it down to 3 by 8. So that's totally up to you. So we're going to work on this right now. We'll put these pieces to the side. And I've cut some scraps from this designer paper. So I've cut, let me just see here. They're all 6 inches because the paper is only 6 inches long. So they're all 6 inches. This one is 1/2 inch. So we'll put that maybe about there. This one is 3/4 inch. And because they're from the same package of designer paper, they do play well together. And you could always use the back side too. But I'm going for a fall card and for a masculine card. And then this piece is... what is it? 3/8 inch. So 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 3/8 inch. And we're going to be fastening them on like that, just making a staggered little piece like that. Now you might be saying, this looks vaguely familiar. I showed you this card quite a while ago. So this is a regular 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 inch card. So the pieces are shorter, and these ones are all the same width. But I changed it up a little bit. I saw some other ideas online and did that. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to bring in a circle and put my greeting on that. So there's my planning process. Now this is going for a guy, so maybe I wouldn't mind doing some spattering in the background. I'll bring in a piece of scrap paper here and put this underneath, just because I tend to get a little messy. So I'm going to keep those over to the side, and we'll bring in a clear block. Now I'm going to spatter in Secret Sea. So you can do one of two things. You could take your ink pad and just put some ink on here. If you have a blender, Stampin' Blends, you could use that. I need to get one. But I'm just going to use a little bit of ink here from the re-inker. I always get a re-inker every time I get an ink pad, because okay, what did I just do? Sorry, I'm just a little distracted. Here we go. because then those ink pads last forever. Now our water painters are back in stock. So I'm going to bring in my water painter. Water painter has water in the barrel here, and you just give it a little push and make a puddle of water. I haven't used it for a while because we haven't had it. Okay, doesn't want to, there, I'm pushing the wrong spot. That's what it is. There we go. And now I am just going to pick up a little bit of this, and I'm going to take my bone folder and go splat, 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 splat. And if you want it to be a little bit more, you can use your lid to do the flicking, and it gets a little bit bigger globs. But I think that's going to be, oh, I'll do a bit more over here because my paper, well, I can always flip it around, right? There. And to clean this, I will just run it under the water, or I can just go back and forth and clean it. They clean it, cleans beautifully. So there we have it like that. So it just adds a little bit of interest. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. So now we're going to bring this back in, and I'm going to put adhesive on the backs of all of these, all at the same time, because this adhesive actually, woo, good thing I am. If you let it dry a bit, it doesn't ooze so much. It stays sticky regardless, so you don't have to worry about it. So you can see that you could grab any of your scraps of paper and do this. So I'm going to bring in this piece here and decide which way I want it to go. I think about there. And I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to try to get it straight. Another version would be to make it a little bit crooked, but I'm going to aim for hopefully sort of straight. And then this is going to overlap just a smidge. It's dropping down a bit, and it's overlapping a smidge. And now because they're both 6 inches long, then it means it's dropping down here, and you're getting this nice look going on here. And then we've got our 3/8 of an inch. And let me just bring in my paper towel and wipe that up before I get it anywhere else. There we go. And we've got this one here, and it's going to drop down and go over where the join is. So it's like that. And so we've got this neat little staggered feature here. So you can see that this would be fun to use on a scrapbook page as well. Then we're going to bring this in, and let me see what words. I have, you're the most awesome. Would that fit? Oh, it's a tight squeeze. That's from Trusty Tools. Or to someone who's worth celebrating every single day. And that's from The Right Words. So that's from this here. I am using this set all the time. It seems to be my go-to set right now. Oh, I put this here too. This set, Elements of Text. If you're not into spattering, you could use this here. But this set, which I love, is on the last chance list. So if you like this, you might want to be checking that out. Just, I wanted to give you the heads up. So there we go. We'll go with this one here. Now, what die did I use? I'm using the ever popular Stylish Shapes. And if you start at the outside, 1, 2, I'm using the third one in. But again, it would be whatever one works for your words. And you could use whatever shape you wanted. I just decided to go with a circle here. And hi, everyone who's saying hi. And are you sharing what's keeping you busy right now? There we go. To someone we're celebrating every single day. We've got it like that. So this, oh my goodness, I've got ink all over me. I'm definitely having a good time. This is going to go on here somewhere. And let's just have another look-see. This is going here like that, so we can see how it's shaping up. Now, in the online exclusives, there's some new linen thread. So linen thread is just a little bit skinnier than the twine, baker's twine. And we've got Old Olive and Early Espresso. So, oh, look at that. This is from another project. So this one, I made a big bow. I wonder if this will work. Maybe it will, just to add a little bit of interest. Oh, it's just barely big enough, but let's see. Is it going to work on there? It's not bad. Maybe I was cutting this and I cut a whole bunch, so let's see. Let's make one a little bit bigger. So let's make a really loopy bow and see if it looks better or if we want to stick with what we have. So I always leave my ribbons and twine on so I can adjust and fix and make it bigger or smaller. Oh, I think I like this better. I'm going to make it a bit smaller though. Yeah, that's going to work out well. I'll cut that off. And it doesn't matter if it's a pretty bow or not. Do I want both bows? Let's just see. Oh, I think that's overkill. I think I'll go with the one and bring in my seal and just put some here. And angle it. How's that going to look here? Yep, I think that's going to look good. I will go with that. So now we'll bring in our dimensionals. Tear a little piece off here and run it across to hold everything in place. And then add a few more. Oh, why not? There we go. Now, if you wanted to have maybe a little more rustic feel, you could always sponge the edges, that kind of thing. But we're going with just this. And actually, before I glue this on, I should glue these two pieces together. That would be the smart thing to do. So is everybody enjoying being sort of back into a routine, or are you back into routine? We seem to be getting back into routine. Our daughter and family are in the process of moving this week, so we are on grandparent duty for that and doing a little helping out there, but it's just kind of fun. Linda, you like this slimline? Oh, I am glad. I was rather pleased too. Just took it a little bit notch, just a little bit more. So I think I like it about there. It doesn't really matter. Now, of course, the big thing to remember is to only glue to this part here. So I'm going to do my usual little trick. I'm going to put glue down here. And then I'm going to just hold it for placement. I know it takes up most of it. I'm not going to go right to the top or right to the bottom, but I'm going to go like that. Just that helps me to know not to glue it shut. I'm sure we have all done that at some point. So there we go. We've got this look going on, and I really like how fallish it looks. Now, it needs a little bit of embellishments, and I was looking through my embellishments. I was looking at some metal ones. But then I thought, well, you know, you just can't go wrong with a bit of Secret Sea, but I wanted some Cajun Craze, and this was Timid Tiger. So what I did, do you see how these are darker? I should pick them up. Do you see how these ones here are darker? What I did is I took my Cajun Craze blends, I took the dark one, and I colored them and made them darker so that they looked more like Cajun Craze, and then I have got Cajun Craze. So we're going to just, let's see, we'll try one of these here, and I'll put a Secret Sea with it, and put, oh, maybe one down here, and one here, and we can do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the 5th one. We could put it here. We could put it here. I think I'm going to put it down here. And there you have it. There is just a fun slimline card. To do the inside, because this is colored, I would likely cut another piece that is this size and put it on the inside, but you could do whatever you wanted for the inside. Now I have some other samples here I want to share with you so that you can just have some ideas of things to do with your scraps. So here is how we use these scraps, and if you had extra scraps, you could definitely use it on the inside. Let me just move some of this out of the way. I showed you this, that was my inspiration. So this is a slimline. Oh, I have one more idea here before I go to sharing others. Another way to use your scraps. So I'm just using a legal size envelope. I could have made a matching envelope, but these just, I think they're called A10. They work perfectly, but when you put it in, here's another scrap. Once I've sealed it, I could put this over the seal like that. And there's another use for your scraps. So I just wanted to share that. So here was the inspiration right here. So there's that one. I'll use this inspiration to do a Christmas card one here. So this is some brand new designer paper. It is gorgeous. Oh, it's online. It has the pine snowflakes. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. But I just love it. It works so well. And then the Jolly Holly embossing folder, and the joy is from the Jolly Holly bundle as well. You see some more of that green linen thread, the old olive linen thread. So exactly the same design. I did add a color layer here, but looks totally different. Then I thought, well, could this design go sideways? So I turned it this way here. So I used the Timeless Plaid here in the Peaceful Garden. So I brought a bit of Secret Sea in there, and we've got that. And then I used the metallic here. So there is that one. So that's just a different orientation, but the same idea. This one, I did change the widths. The widths are the same. These I changed like I did on this one here. Then these were a couple that they're based on ones I saw online. They're different, but they're based on it. So these are 2 more slim lines. Again, using the scraps. You recognize this, a curse, right? That's what we did tonight. We even did the circle, but you can see it can be hexagon, hearts. It can be just a rectangle, whatever you want to do your focal point, but it makes a beautiful, beautiful background. So here's my challenge to you. Go dust up, go get those scrap pieces of paper out and have a little play. It's with keeping a neutral background and just some words on the front, and you are good to go for whatever occasion. So let me know if that's something that you want to do. Oh, I was going to show you the inside. Sorry. I've been doing a whole lot of stories here tonight. This one here, I had some scraps of my scraps, and so I did that on the inside as well. So you can carry, I haven't done the insides of any of the others, but you get the idea. Once you've got the scraps going, just carry it on, right? Now remember, if you want the PDF or the project sheet for this card, it will be in this coming Thursday's newsletter. So make sure you've signed up for that. And again, if you want any of these products or you have any questions, just reach out, and you can always contact me through my website right there. So remember, sign up for World Card Making Day. It's coming and you don't want to miss out. All right. Take care, everybody, and thanks for joining me tonight. Bye-bye.